guys just out here for this, you guys, or? Oh, I'm confused. If you bring your GPS, like you just like bend it to take you straight to the beach. Oh, she's at. I didn't know that. Which one she's supposed to be? I don't know.
Hello, 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 ¿me escuchan? Hello, hello. Can you hear me fine? Yeah, right? Okay. So, siempre me encanta la gente puntual. I love people who come on time or before time, you know. It's related with your integrity. We say it at 8 and it's an 8. Right? It's an 8. It's your word, you know. Your integrity, I say it at 8. So we can close the doors at 8, maybe? Yeah. Yeah. Very happy to be here at the Conscious Life Expo again. You. Nice to see old faces that we know each other for years. Wow. So how are you? You're all from LA? From here? No? See? Most of them who come from far away. You? Seattle. Ooh, that's cool. Utah. Wow. Thank you. You came LAX. Yay. Somebody else come from far away? Another planet maybe? Yeah. Another dimension. Right? So we are here at the Conscious Life Expo for 21 years. 21 years here. Bringing all these crazy people together. So we don't feel so weird, right? We're all weird here. That's so fantastic that we are all searching for something that we cannot even understand with words, you know, searching for, and that's why we're here, studying consciousness, see how it works, you know, see how you can be in charge of your life, right? Take responsibility, right? And soon, the beginning of April, I will go to India. And the last time I was in India was 30 years ago. 30 years ago. And at that time I lived like 1 year in India, going around temples and sacred places and meeting gurus, doing a lot of yoga, Ayurveda, and so beautiful. And 30 years after, I'm going back to India. But the thing that for me is super important is because I'm gonna go to the Bodhi tree, where Buddha got enlightened. So even to tell you, it's like,
You would love it. You would love
Bodh Gaya.
Yes, I was there.
Yeah. So I think it's important for your soul, you know, to go to Bodh Gaya. and sit under the Bodhi tree with that energy and vibration. And this brings all these teachings, eternal teachings, divine teachings of consciousness that point to the same place. They all point to one thing, one light that no one can tell what is, because it's the, how you call it in English, the Tao, Tao Te Ching, Tao? Tao, you know. You cannot really comprehend, what is that divine power that is there. You can put many names, but it's not what is. Right? So when you understand this essence of, we were talking with Annie about the sphere of consciousness, the solar disk activation. And well, my name is Emy Shanti. I know some knows me, and other people maybe the first time. And I am working with Danny. He's my brother from Argentina. We are from Argentina. He's like a cosmic galactic brother. So I'm glad that he is here in LA, and we're gonna share a little piece of what we do every Friday, right? That we have a program that in Spanish that is called, ¿cómo se llama?
Like meetings around light. Meetings around light.
Encuentros de luz. Come yeah.
Well, I'm going to jump in because I am so honored to get to introduce Emy Shanti and beautiful Daniel. How many of you, this is your first time to the Expo? Wow! How many of you, it's your first time getting to meet Emy? Oh, so beautiful. Let me just speak from the heart because I love her. She has been one of the organizers and someone bringing in very special speakers, very special people. And you are so blessed to be in her presence along with Daniel because you can feel his heart and soul. And she just spoke so highly of your beautiful enlightenment and your beautiful gifts. To have both of you. Emy has been with so many spiritual teachers and so many awakened masters and some of the most amazing souls on this planet. She brought Matthias de Stefano from Gaia here. And she's been a connector of so many things, and she's held such a light for the Conscious Life Expo and a bridge for the English and Spanish. And she's helped curate the whole Spanish program, which was such a beautiful blending and an honoring to bring the light even bigger. And what I'm most honored for is, Emy, you've got the best of the best. You know how there's people out there that have gone, like you're going to India? She's been with some of the most amazing souls on this planet, and now you carry that wisdom. You are the teacher, the light, the beauty that we look for in all these masters and teachers. You're holding that frequency. And you are that love and light, as are you. So you get the masculine and feminine, and you're going to not only get solar disk activation, you're going to be going on a mystical journey with these two, of light, of sound, of frequency. And we're going to do something really special, because there's no accident you chose to be in this room. Of everywhere you could be to get to be with these two, and Emy, and solar disk activation, but also your own soul journey. And because Emy is always giving so much, and I can feel the same is true for you, will you all join me? Everyone rub your hands together. And feel all the love in your heart for the Conscious Life Expo, for this moment, and for Emy and Daniel. And now, let's everybody point our hands at Emy. Sit down, you get to receive, my dear. Everyone put your hands right at Emy and just send her love and gratitude and really honoring the light that Emy is. Thank you, Emy Shanti, for all that you do, for all that you are, for all that you give, and for all the ways you share the light. Namaste. Everyone, let's give a warm, loving, awesome welcome to Emy Shanti and Daniel.
Had the best time ever. Okay, it's 8:08. 8:08. Perfect. We were talking about eternity. 8:08. So the return to the sacred, to return to the pure land, to feel that everything is sacred. I think in some place of our souls we know that everything is sacred, but we forget. We forget because we're still animals, and all the human condition forget that everything is sacred. So that's why it's time to raise the vibration to the sacred. The great awakening on planet Earth. And you know why is the great awakening? Somebody knows why? Why is the great awakening? Everybody talks about that, right? In this Conscious Life Expo. The moment of the great awakening. What is and why? You know why it's happening?
Solar flares.
What?
Solar flares.
Solar flares.
Coming, yeah. We're closer to the sun. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's times, right?
It's time, cycles. Right. Right, the cycles of nature.
And because humanity has chosen this at this time, although it's a slow process, there has been a choice to say
Yeah.
yes, that we return.
Right.
It's
That surrender, right?
It's
That,
like the cusp of the collective. We're like here.
so, esto supongo que es así.
As the compass.
Yes.
Right. In my investigations of why we are at the end of a cycle, the Mayans, in my observation, they have it right. And it's amazing how they are in the same frequency that the India tradition.
Yeah.
And Danny studied the culture of India for many years. Danny, you live in India also, right?
Yes, I was there like 11 years of my life. It was my university. I felt like India would give me an experience that is like, they call it Kundalini. It's like it's a personal experience of the divine. However you call it, some people have a form, some people don't have a form. But it's an unconditional love that grows inside your heart. And in a mystical way, you get it in India. In the West, it's more psychological, right? But in India, it's more, the solar
Spirit.
disk is something that it's alive.
Spirit. Right. It's amazing. And today we're gonna work with some mantras and sounds for solar disk activation, because it's time. It's time, to really activate, not something from outside, because outside you don't have any control, but you can, activate that cosmic light that is in you. And the Mayas really, they have it right, all the galactic cycles of existence. And the way, I don't know how to make it work. I know it works, but it's like a little video. Can that
Play?
Yeah. Hey,
There you go,
ahí
Dani,
va.
the magic
Yay. Yay. Don't you think time is getting a little crazy? Did you feel that?
Going faster.
Ooh, what's going on? It's really crazy how time is running, and we are in different times. Many of us. Wow. And seems like it's an obvious acceleration of time. It's faster, 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 faster. karma happens constantly, much faster than before. There was a process of karma, and has to do with this acceleration of time. That is a perception, because time doesn't exist, you know. It's how you perceive time, and we perceive it as something that is accelerating. Because at the end of the train, did you see the water that tends to go faster? And we're gonna go there now, to agujero de gusano, ¿cómo sería eso?
Like a black
To the
hole?
wormhole,
Wormhole.
yeah. We go there, to the other dimension. Or we die, but we never die because we're eternals anyway. So, okay. So we're talking about these galactic cycles, these astrological eras, that also has the relationship also with the age of Aquarius that is coming. And I don't know what to say there. Okay, stages of consciousness development. That's where we're going now. And this is in Spanish. I mean, I tried to find it in English, but it wasn't there. I find it only in Spanish, so maybe Danny can translate, you know. But as you see, there are like 5 cycles in the galactic cosmic of 25,625 years. It's a lot.
So basically, it's describing there's a night and a day in the galactic movement. The same, there's a night and a day in this planet. There are larger cycles which we are part of, which have a day and a night. So these cycles correspond to that big cycle, 25,000 years. And they were dividing into basically ages: Golden Age, Iron Age, Silver Age. You know, it was descending the consciousness. And then somehow it reaches a point of return. So I think the awakening has to do with sudden movement from the negative into the positive, very fast. Seems like it's accelerating towards one edge, but then it shifts into the positive.
The day and the night. So then you go into the galactic dawn, the amanecer galáctico. But we're not there. We're still in the darkness, in the galactic night. We're still in the darkness. And it is a cycle of 6,000 years around that is similar, Danny, to the Kali Yuga, that has also around 6,000 years. And we can talk a little bit about Kali Yuga.
Yeah, so Kali means night in Sanskrit. Ka is the original form of energy. It's the first letter in the alphabet of Sanskrit, which basically describes states of consciousness. It's the language to prompt your Kundalini energy. So the Kundalini energy is the modulation of our perception of reality. So in Kali Yuga is the age of darkness, so the perception is not so clear. So that corresponds with the night in this galactic day and night.
Yeah, and then I think the last 7,000 years of humanity have been very dark. A lot of wars, a lot of killing each other, torturing each other. Really, human beings, it's like, what are you doing, man? But they had to be in that way because they were kind of in the place of the darkness that you don't see. You cannot see the light. You are lost. You don't see. So it's unconsciousness or ignorance. So it's many years of ignorance, right? Where love, being the most powerful force in the universe, is not priority. It's not love, it's power, it's getting, is, right? More or less 6,000 years like that. So the decline of civilization was there like 6,000 years ago.
Yeah, morality basically goes down because in the Golden Age, there's 100% of connection. So there's no divine because there's no concept of the divine. Everything is divine, so no one is talking about something separated. It's 100% of state of oneness. Then you move to the Silver Age, 75, then Bronze Age, 50, and then you go to Kali Yuga, 25. Most likely you're gonna fall into that category of not enlightened, because you need to make an effort to jump into the other 75%. So not a lot of people make it, in a way.
So the Mayans, what they say that in 2012, the cycle was the ending. The ending, all these cycles, these cartoons, these cycles are ending. So for them, it was like the ending of that cycle of destruction, and the light is coming back to Earth. Why? Because we have the galactic sun of the universe, and as a galactic union, we are closest right now to the sun. So as solar system is closest to the sun, so we are receiving more light. That's why consciousness change is the golden age, where you feel the presence of God and the divine constantly is there with you. It's the grace of God in you all the time. Like, yay! It's nothing impure. It's really pure. That's the golden age. It's refined. It's golden. So many people is not gonna make it, Danny, for the Kali Yuga. So right now, these periods of 20 years, right now we just passed the 22, and now until we have another one, a chance until 32. The other Bactun will be from 2012 to 20 years more. Yay, so we have time until 2032 to really make it, And don't think that, okay, I have time. No, you don't. Because time passes really fast. It's now or never, basically. So it's important to do all the purification work to get into a golden age that is a very pure, high vibration. And only with a pure heart you can go there. I mean, all the ancient traditions point to that same place. So we find that that's why we are getting into this massive awakening in planet Earth.
Is it too early to ask a question? So do you think that in 20, you know how it's 20 years from...
Right, 20 years
12?
cartoons.
Do you think that's when the solar flash is going to happen?
I don't know what is going to happen, but I do know that it's another cycle, very important cycle, and we have from 2012 to 2022 and 2032 some cycles of make it spiritually. If you keep carrying all your, issues inside and you don't resolve it, and anger and pain and resentment and suffering and all your family around you're carrying and all the karma from past lives and it's a lot that we are all carrying. Oh no, yeah, it's a lot. So until you don't get free of all of that, and it's a period, you have time and you don't have time. So it's a period of healing right now. Right now is a time of healing and reconnection and activation. That's why we come to activate this solar disk that is within you. So fascinating, right? How these galactic cycles, and the Mayans knew it perfectly. Even they knew about planets that the scientific community just knew that existed, right?
Yes, and the fascinating fact was that what happened in 2012 was an alignment. They called it like a wave of photons. Like it hit us a wave of photons that everyone felt it, but if you could harness that potential, that's the enlightenment that we're talking about. It's not that we are coming out of the dark ages all the way into the connection just because of anything. It's like one opportunity that happens with an alignment that brings the light. Everyone gets the opportunity to wake up, and if you catch that moment, you're in the golden age, in the spiritual golden age.
Time of redemption. Interesting, right? Wow. So Eckhart Tolle said, or you are awake or you die, basically. So where we go in this transformation, and even when we see all the chakra system that has thousands of years, like 7,000 years, at least, that come from the Vedas tradition, and also if you see above their head is the solar disk, right? That is the connection with the divine, the totality. Yeah. So what happened in this transformation? Where we're going? We're developing this multidimensionality that before you don't talk about multidimensionality. What is that? And now everybody's talking about ayahuasca and experiences in another levels of consciousness. So we are opening that door into multidimensionality. And we are understanding more and more that we are multidimensional beings. And with that comes the development of psychic abilities. Can you feel that? Did you sense that recently you're more and more sensitive and awake and aware? Can you feel that? Yeah, that you are more sensitive to everything, to the energies around you. Right. Obviously, this connection is connection with X. ¿Qué pasó? Se escapó una X. The connection with who you are, your authentic self, who you really are. It's very hard to go into that authentic self. It's possible, but it's very hard because there you go without ego, right? So it's not so easy to get into that place, but when you get there, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to feel in that place of authenticity, right? What else you want, that's the best you can feel. And then we perceive the reality in other ways, things that maybe before they bothered us a lot and we don't care anymore. And we start changing the perception of reality in this new consciousness. And wisdom is a beautiful, beautiful word, wisdom. Because wisdom is not learning things. Wisdom is within yourself. We are intelligent, but we have an intelligence that is amazing who reached the wisdom through the expansion of consciousness. When you go to that multidimensionality, expanding consciousness into that wisdom, that is your wisdom that comes from the soul. That's why it's not the time of following a guru is already past. It was wonderful, but right now we're moving into awakening of I am, who you are. I am that I am, and the understanding of unity consciousness. We go there, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Whoa. Whoa, I like that. I like that. Who recognizes that sign, that symbol? Yeah, the Yankee sign, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. It's like a mix of cultures.
What is that? I don't know it.
Well, the center represents like the sun, right? It's like a solar disk, like somebody said there. This particular one has like little arms with hands, that go into that ankh. And that's a typical symbol of the era of Akhenaton. When Akhenaton in Egypt said it's only one God. And God is like offering you the different initiations through the ankh. So the solar disk activation is an initiation. That's what it is. You get initiated in these mysteries of who you really are, your authentic self. No ego. And they get into this place, and we go thousands of years ago, where this spiritual power came into the planet, bringing this code that is Ra. Ra. It's amazing, that word, and everything that it means, and it's beautiful that also, Danny, in the Vedic tradition, what is the Ra
Yes,
means?
for the Vedas, Ra represents everything that is coming from the light or the fire, a spiritual fire. That's why there's a deity called Rama, Rama Krishna. Rama means the one who brings the light from the sun, the authority, the father, the fatherly figure, but the spiritual father, the sun, the representation of the sun.
Ra. Ra. And also has the solar disk with the little hands that is of the times of Akhenaton in Egypt. Yeah. Oh, well, here represented really the divine power manifesting on earth. This is the winged solar disk with the two cobras, that means wisdom. That also is in India, the cobra means wisdom too.
Yeah, it's the Kundalini. Shiva has
That's
a cobra
it.
here, right? Because it's his
El
state of consciousness.
micrófono.
Sorry. It's a Kundalini energy, which is what I was talking about before. It's a prompt to your spiritual state of consciousness. So there's a sound, and also the symbols activate that vibration. We feel it as vibrations or intuition or senses. So, yeah, it's exactly the same.
See, wow. It's amazing. It's very powerful, this symbol. What do you feel with this? Because you saw it, you know.
I feel like it activates my.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
because it's like the cobra comes out of the third eye.
Right, exactly. It's Kundalini activation, like he said. So what do you feel when you see that symbol, right? Because the Sumerians also, they have it as a very powerful symbol. Is a representation of that, of power, of divine power, of that solar disk, that is these codes of information that come from this multidimensional realm of perception. So we're talking about Egypt, where we have this mystery, it's incredible, really, these pyramids of Giza, that they're perfectly aligned with the Orion's belt. It's like, kind of, okay, what they try to say, right? And also we see the same thing in Mexico with Teotihuacan pyramids, and we have the pyramid of the sun and the moon, and the Quetzalcoatl pyramid in alignment with Orion belt. So, and everything points to Sirio, this divine sun star of high vibration. And from Syria, I'm sure you saw this, is a solar disk over the head of every divine being in Egypt. That means that they carry the information of the gods, transcendent information.
Is the snake
Yes, completely. It's exactly that. It's the same teachings in different cultures, in India and in Egypt.
And Kundalini represents the wave. Because the serpent, what is it? It's a wave. That's what they're trying to point to eventually, that we need to perceive reality as a wave.
A wave of consciousness. There is a Akhenaton. There is a Akhenaton, and do you see how these hands has little ankhs, right? Holding. These are different levels of understanding, initiation, of perception of reality. Wow, it's beautiful. This is art from 6,000 years ago. Beautiful, yeah.
Is that in the Egyptian museum?
It's very possible, yeah. Looks like, yeah. With the solar disk, with all the symbols of the sun and divine power. This, yeah.
What does the bird represent? Is that the phoenix?
Where is the bird?
Yeah.
Oh, the hawk.
Hawk.
Yeah. It's Horus, the hawk. Yeah. Yeah. He is the divine sign that come to bring the light of the world. It's like the Christ consciousness coming to the earth. Yeah. And it's very similar, the story of Horus and the Virgin Mary, because Isis was a virgin when Horus was conceived. Right. This is a very strange art, but what I find super interesting in Egypt is the poses. Put the hands like that for a minute, please. Hold it like that. Does it feel different? You know, and receiving from above. So we're gonna feel this solar disk that is like above us, shining this light. Another posture that we're going to see in Egypt is this, that they're offering energy. We're going to see many times they're like that to each other, sending energy, good vibes, you know, good vibrations for harmony and perfection, right? Like the guys who are on the top. Sending the energy and receiving the energy, and different levels of beings, because obviously it's not a big person, it's like a symbolism of consciousness.
So you're saying that person, you don't believe that's a big person?
No,
So
I
you
don't.
You don't
It's too
believe
big.
that this is a depiction of the giants that were around?
No, no.
This particular one.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a representation of different stages of consciousness, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Egyptians has weird art. You know, if you believe everything you see, you say, oh my God. But, so the light body, I didn't want to go there, but the light body has to do with the activation of the solar disk. But this is a big topic, so it's going to take time, so I don't want to go there, but it is really the activation of the solar disk. Merkaba.
Can I take a picture of it, please?
Ooh, okay. So we're going to do a little exercise, yeah? Because we really learn when we experience things. Right? The rest we forget, you know, I don't know. But when you have an experience, you really learn. So Danny's gonna guide us here into this solar light activation, sun disk activation.
So I want to start sharing a little bit of my experience with it. Like, how did I get that activation? And so I'm from Argentina, and at that time I was like 21 years old, and I was pursuing a career as an actor, but it was not going well. So one of my friends invited me to a sweat lodge ceremony at Temascal, and it was a sweating lodge ceremony where I got my first mystical experience. I see a temple opening up in front of my heart, physically. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't usually perceive these kind of things. So there's something special about this place or these people or this ceremony. I don't know what it is, but I need to go deeper into this experience. So eventually, that guide became my mentor for many years, and his gurus were from India. So after a few years traveling together, building temazcals for communities and doing sweating lodge ceremonies, he said, you should go to India and get your real initiation there. I was like, what? Like, I'm going to India, you know? It was like, I'm going to India. So at the time, there was an ashram in India called Oneness University, and they had a course called 21-day course, and after 21 days, your Kundalini will be completely activated. And how do they do that? They use different forms of yoga, mainly mantra, that activates your Kundalini. It makes it resonate, because mantra is sound. So sound is vibration, it's wave. Wait, what is the snake? Wave, it connects directly with our vibrational body. So the understanding, the wisdom comes from within, because you become the consciousness that can perceive that new reality. You become more sensitive. That's the awakening.
What was the name of the university?
Oneness. Yes. It doesn't exist anymore, though. Yes.
Do you work with Louis Martez?
No, I don't know who that person is.
He's from Argentina.
So
Yeah. But he talks about the solar disc too, so.
Yeah.
So what happened in India? What happened in this place? Who was this guru? So apparently he was a director of a rural school in India, and what happened is the kids had a mystical experience where this solar disc descended on one of the kids, and the kid became enlightened. So the director came into the room and asked the kid if he could give it to someone else. And the kid asked the solar disc, and the solar disc says, yes, just put your hands on top of the other person, and I will also give this experience to the next person. So he did. He called two of the little kids over there, and they shared this blessing. So now the three kids are changing their state of consciousness into this awakening. So it becomes like a collective phenomenon. So the awakening that we're talking about is a collective phenomenon. Many people across the world are experiencing this. So this mantra was revealed at that time. To activate your solar disc, they would initiate the process with this mantra. So today, because we are activating the solar disc, we are entering this consciousness of enlightenment, we would like to invoke those sacred words again to experience it. So I invite you to close your eyes and take an inner journey for a few minutes. And we are going to shape, with our intention, the outcome of this experience. We're going to have an intention that will guide this process, because that's how everything works. And the solar disc activation brings you closer to God. Not to the God word, but to the divine, the God that is pure. For your tradition, it could be light. It could be a master. It could be a divine being. They are all expressions of the same, the one. So invite the solar disc to come into your life as God in the form that the divine chooses for you, or the form that you choose for the divine. What divine do you want to invite? You like Lord Jesus, okay, it's Jesus. You like Lord Shiva, you're Hinduist, or you like that culture. Or a saint. So all these masters belong to a kind of a club in the celestial realms. They all belong to the Supreme Light. The solar disk connects you through God to the Supreme Light. Whereas there's no division, of course. All of them belong there. That's the club. So ask the divine that you choose, or the divine that is revealing in front of you, to take you there, beyond the divine. Sachitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namah Om Sachitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha Sachitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha Shri Bhagavate Namaha Shri Visualize a golden orb in front of your eyes. Supreme light, golden, radiant light, a golden orb, the solar disk. It contains the consciousness of the One, contains everything in it, in an orb of light, in a contained form that you can relate to. Ask this supreme orb, this solar disk, to come into you through your crown chakra. If you feel that you want to invite this energy that you are seeing in front of your eyes right now to awaken inside of you as a state of consciousness, as a vibration, as a perception of reality, wisdom. Ask the solar disk to come into you and live within you. The solar disk says, if I'm coming in, I will take you home. I will find a way within you to get you back to your nature, to who you are. My divine child, my beloved, my student, however you want to relate to the Supreme Light. So I need to believe in it. The Divine Light says, you can feel it. Why believe if you can feel it? It's going to reassure you more the experience than the understanding of it. See that Divine Light becoming again the divine form that you chose in the beginning, who opened the door for you. Maybe Lord Jesus, maybe it was the Buddha, maybe it was Horus. Yeah, everyone belongs to that Supreme Light. And this is the point of contact with that Supreme Light. When you want to get back there, you know how to get there. Because you did it once, you can do it again, anytime. Right now, you're there. So it stays with you as your Supreme Friend. Your Supreme Friend, who carries the solar disk for you anytime. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
We're gonna inhale, exhale. Completely aware in this present moment. In this moment of awareness that is all it is, here now. It's all it is. And for thousands of years, all the spiritual, divine mystics that we have on earth, they carry their solar disk with them. They all have this solar disk. That's the activation, the enlightenment, the activation of the solar disk. Disco? No, disco. Like Jesus has solar disc, right? And we saw this for many years, and we really says, "Oh man, they have a solar disc." It does. I know every saint they have their solar disc. This the ascended masters, the solar disc activation, the sun. We're the children of the sun, the children of the divine light. And we are not too many. No. Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, Tara, in all her forms. She is with her solar disc and that place of balance, perfect balance, purity, right? The images are portals. These spiritual images are portals. So it's beautiful, really. And Vajrasattva, that is the Buddha of purification. And I think it's super important, this Buddha, in this moment, because that's the only way to purify your heart. You know, if you want to go to the next level, you have to purify your heart. So Vajrasattva is a Tibetan god of purification. So we can do a little prayer of purification. You want to do that?
Yes.
Necesitamos algo, ¿no? Sí. Yes. So we're gonna read it together, but there are some places, no? Okay. In the moments that I say I release them, we're gonna do it really releasing them. I release them 3 times. I release them. All my negative emotions, I release them. Okay, you know how to do it, right? And the end is like a liberation. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. So we're gonna start from the beginning. I know this very well in Spanish, but in English, ahí vamos. Okay. All light beings. Vamos to ascended masters, angels and archangels. Please listen to me. Please purify all of my karma and negative emotions.
Please purify all of my karma and my negative emotions.
In front of all enlightened wise beings, I honestly confess all my mistakes.
In front of all enlightened wise beings, I honestly confess all my mistakes.
I sincerely repent for all of my harmful intentions and actions.
I sincerely repent for all my harmful intentions and actions.
I completely eliminate all my negative emotions and thoughts.
I completely eliminate all of my negative emotions and thoughts.
I completely eliminate all my suffering and negative karma.
I completely eliminate all of my suffering and negative karma.
Okay, now we're going to really release them. All my negative thoughts, I release them, I release them, I release them. And has to have a physical movement too, to feel it, like I really release them, okay?
Okay. All my negative thoughts, I release them,
I release them, I release them. All my negative emotions, I release them, I release them, I release them. All my sad feelings, I release them, I release them, I release them. All my trauma, I release it, I release it, I release it. All my worries, I release them, I release them, I release them. All my guilt, I release it, I release it, I release it. Release, release, I release. Ha, 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 ha. And then we have to promise this, because we release all this. I will never have I will, I will never have harmful intentions again.
I will never have harmful intentions again.
I will never commit harmful actions again.
I will never commit harmful actions again.
I am pure, I am free, I am clear, I am bright.
I am pure, I am free, I am clear, I am bright.
I am pure, I am free, I am clear, I am bright. I am pure, I am free, I am clear, I am bright. Yay! We release everything, right? Ha ha! This works. This works. If you really, when you feel like, you are in that moment in life, you start asking for this beautiful Bahra Sattva. That means diamond, Bahra Sattva.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Sattva is, there are 3 states of consciousness. Everything has like 3 states. One is tamasic, or basically pulling down the earth. Rajasic, that is movement or energy, kinetic energy. And then you have sattva, which is contemplation, blissfulness, meditation, expansion of consciousness. So she's there clearly, and Vajra is the diamond, brings the diamond from that dimension for us to purify.
Right, to purify that diamond. And it's amazing because the diamonds, to be a diamond, they have to be under a lot of pressure. And sometimes we are, right, under a lot of pressure, because we're really going into this pure consciousness of Bahra Sattvas. And this is the purification practice of this angel, this Bahra Sattva goddess, God. I don't know, her sex, I don't know.
Yeah,
God,
it's
or-
beyond, yeah.
Yeah. Ha, ha, ha. Release. And remember that you are the light of the world. Remember. Because that is the moment that you wake up, you are really saving other people's lives, and bringing them into the light too. This is contagious. So the world really needs you, needs that you're awake, needs that you're shining, needs that your solar disk is activated. And then he says something that is true. You have to create a relationship with your solar disk. And we see it's like the 8th chakra, right? We have 7 chakras, and the 8th is like the chakra of the soul, right? And it's a sphere of light. And, we should talk to your solar disk and create a divine connection, right? It's not separate from God. Same thing is God, right? And you can ask this divine power to illuminate your life. So now we were thinking about taking some questions. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Bueno. Okay, and then did you understand everything we said? Yeah. Makes sense? Yeah. You don't have any questions?
How about, did you have any experience that it was meaningful, or any insights that you would like to share?
Gives me a question. Do we need to go to those sacred places in order to be awake?
No. It's not limited to a place. Place is help, right? It's the right context, it's the right energy, in the right place. But that place is also here, because Emy's been to Egypt, I don't know how many times, dozens of times, hundreds of times. So that consciousness is here today in the Conscious Life Expo. So it can happen to you now. Yeah.
And I will say, I went to Cusco, now it's been years, but probably 15 years.
Right.
And I remember, when you're aware of what you're aware of. And I remember being in a temple and being told about solar discs. And they would say that they lined the temple, like in the early days, it was lined with these gold discs. And but here
information.
today, I actually felt,
Information from the gods that they left there for us, from other civilizations that left the same message. And it's all related, everything points to the activation of the solar disk.
yeah, and my energy's
Everything
clear.
points there.
I can feel,
Yeah.
I always tell when my energy's clear because my voice, I'm more in my body.
Right.
My voice changes and I can feel, I
Right.
can feel my throat chakra opening.
Right.
Wonderful.
And I
Amazing.
really felt the purification very, like I could feel things, I could feel it releasing.
Okay, do you feel the release?
It was a really good release.
Nice.
And I really needed that.
Yeah.
We all did.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah.
And this purification, the one we just did, is that like, would you recommend to do that from time to time, or should it be a daily practice?
I think you're gonna feel it that it is done right, but it's good to do it as a mantra, a purification process. They're practices, right? Or release.
You can use it again if you would like, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if you want, can you put that one up before we go so we can take a picture?
Sure. As soon as I find the click. There. So there is Paharasadra. Yeah. The other side? Uno más. Ahí. Yeah. So what's the question?
So she had a bit of a sharing, and she wants to know whether she should use it again and how often.
Oh, yeah. This is a very powerful prayer. And be honest with yourself, because it's a lot of things that are hidden in our unconsciousness that we don't know that is there. I know you wanted to ask something.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, do you have any, like, do you repeat the mantra you were singing? Is that a practice of yours, or do you have any other practices that you do to kind of connect you to your solar activation, your solar?
Yeah, for me it's about the mantras. Like I spend a lot of time chanting, mostly now bija mantras. I just chant one syllable only, because all the words in Sanskrit, if you break them down, is one syllable, and each syllable modulates your kundalini in a particular way. So right now for me the joy of my spiritual journey is to understand that everything in nature talks that language. I hear it in babies, I see it in the words in different languages, doesn't matter. They are all pointing to the same energy because sound modulates, creates waves. So they were studying the relationship between sounds and consciousness. So how is the Vedas expressed? As mantras. These sacred books, what are? Mantras, pretty much. So as I chant the mantras, I feel like I get a first person experience of a state of consciousness that in a book you can only read it, but you cannot experience it. So I do try to generate vibrations all the time, chanting. That's why my voice sometimes is a little bit raspy, because I've been chanting a lot.
Yeah, and also we do retreats in Mount Shasta with Danny for many years in Spanish, right? But we want to do in English also. We have a beautiful place there where we can do spiritual work. It's amazing. So we love Shasta, high vibration. Yeah. So I don't even have the code, for them to scan.
How can they reach you?
Yeah,
Social media, right? Social media. Or Facebook.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, but I also have a code, a QR code,
You want to put it in
and
the
you
screen?
can, I don't know, I think I have it here. But I don't know if I can put it.
No, I don't think so.
So, because what somebody was asking if it's necessary to go to sacred places. I would say that our soul, because was in this planet for many thousands of years, reincarnating and coming and going, you are from certain places of the world, and when you return there, in this incarnation, is something happened to you. It's like a completion. It's like an activation. Suppose many of us are Egyptians, or they have past lives in Egypt. So when we go back to Egypt, it's like, whoa, it's going back home somehow. Very interesting. So yes, you do have kind of higher activations, but it's not a requirement to be awake, right? That's something different. Yeah.
My journey also started in Egypt, by the way. Like, I went backpacking when I was 19, and I started seeing this light talking to me. I was backpacking, like, I don't know, drinking beer and trying to have fun. I was not seeking for a spiritual experience. I was not a spiritual seeker back then. But I got something that was out of the ordinary, you know, and it was a light that could answer any question that I had. And the feeling was that I was pure love, you know, like having the sun on the top of your head, and you're like the light of the world.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you're the
That's how
light
you
of the
feel.
world.
Wow.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah. It's amazing when we really can understand this, that we are the light of the world. So we're not looking outside for something that we're never going to find, really, never. You know, it's within you, within yourself. No, what
You have a question?
Yes, what is the feeling or what happened to you when you got your Kundalini activation? Because that answer may lead to another question.
It goes in different stages. Like, it has some peak states where you feel like, wow, you know, like this is mystical, or this is from other realms, multidimensional experiences. But that's not what stays with you, because eventually you come back down to the body and you somehow integrate that experience. So I think the frequency of going into the supreme light, into the solar disk, it's important. Like, that made a difference for me in my journey. It's not that you only get activated and that's it. No, you need to relate to it. You need to seek for the light within you. So the solar is there. It's pretty clear. You could, most likely you experience it today, you know, or you could relate at some level. So imagine if you seek for it all the time. I think that's what changed. You start seeing that everything comes from there, you know, that is the center of your universe.
Yeah.
But what was the sensation? Was there any body sensation, or how did you know that was Kundalini
I think it's
activation?
different, no? For each person have it in a different way.
Yeah.
The awakening, the Kundalini. For me, it was super sweet, super sweet. So I experienced a very sweet experience, but I heard people has pain sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but I think we don't have to be searching for, okay, I want to have this Kundalini experience. It's just something that is going to happen because it's already there, happening. And in the moment that you remove your, yourself from the middle, you're going to realize that that is there. That experience of Kundalini is living in you constantly.
Is it just a one-time activation thing, or do you have to?
I think that it's awareness. It's like in the moment that you feel it. It's a moment that you feel it, and you understand better. But once it was activated, it's still activated. Right? It's not like we go to sleep, but we never go back into the places that we were. Maybe we have some stops.
Yeah. There's a biological integration of the light. And that's a process that the threshold is your body. If you get too much of the light, you get a headache. It's like anything else, right? Too much of the light, not good. So it has to be an amount. That's why Jesus was saying everyday bread. I'm translating from Spanish. In Spanish, the Holy Father prayer says the bread of every day. So every day you can reach the solar disk, the supreme light. And you just need a certain amount. It's not that everything has to be that, or that's the only thing. It's just getting your daily bread and living from that state. That's when it starts to matter, really, to the world. You become the light of the world because you're going there to the source, every day.
Every day. That's why the Muslims, they pray like 5 times, right? A day. Wow. I'm going to invite you to stand up as soon as I can stand up too. you want to stretch a little bit? Also, I'm sure you're sitting for a while. Oh, man. Oh, oh, yeah. Let your body do whatever it needs, to do, so you feel relaxed, you feel good. Walking a lot, right? Here in Conscious Life Expo. So we're gonna put our hands, the two polarities in our heart. Inhale and exhale, connecting your heart with your hearts in prayer, in completely gratitude for all the teachings that we receive in these 2 days at the Conscious Life Expo, for all the wonderful people that we meet, for all the possibilities of expansion and connection and light and understanding. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, because we are here all together in the same time and space. That's a miracle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me the divine power that I am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you here, this land, here in Los Angeles, California. Thank you. Thank you for all the beautiful crystals and amethysts that we have here at the Hilton, LAX. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the music downstairs, and thank you for all these wonderful people that we're meeting again. Thank you. We're gonna put all this energy of gratefulness in between our hands, and we're gonna open a lotus flower. You know how to open a lotus flower? You have to put these two fingers together and the little ones together. And you open this lotus flower. Remember that the arms, the hands is like a prolongation of our heart, right? So this lotus flower is like your heart there. And more you open, more you're gonna open your heart. So, and this lotus flower that is pure, like Sattva, lotus flower, pure and white. So we're gonna offer to every soul that is here, because everything is sacred. It's like the meaning of Namaste, thank you. And I'm gonna offer my lotus flower to all these people here that come to the Conscious Life Expo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your being, for your awakening, for your light. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for participating in this sweet awakening that we're living. Thank you. Oops. Thank you. Thank you. Yay, thank you. And then what we're gonna do with this lotus flower, we're gonna offer this beautiful lotus flower to the solar disk, to the divine. So we're gonna leave it to the divine. So go high, high, high into the universe, my beautiful white, pure lotus flower. Thank you. I see like the Egyptians, right, that has the hands feeling the solar disk, feeling these blessings of light that are coming from consciousness, infinite, pure light, the divine, the one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the love. Thank you. Thank you for the healing. Thank you for all the wonderful moments in my life. Thank you. Thank you for each year of my existence. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Jesus, Lord Ganesh, Buddha, thank you. Thank you. Shiva, Krishna, thank you. Allah, thank you. Adonai, Elohim, Om, Om, Om. Ay, thank you. Aho. Thank you. Ay, quedé un poco flotando, my little floating. So, what we're doing for a while already, secret trips around the world, and Dean was in one of the trips. He went he came to Egypt with us, and well, Gloria liked that she came to our trips, and we do trips going to do activations to each temple in Egypt. Each temple is another being, so you relate to each temple in another way and activate other things. So it's an amazing experience.
I'm going with Emy as a guide. Oh my God, it's like she knows more of this thing that I haven't met any other person.
I love
that-
it.
She has the experience
I
of
really
it.
love
It's
it.
like she brings the mystical side of it in such a powerful way.
I love it. I love it. So for me, it was very magical how I finished completely devoted to Egypt, you know. And I feel so much to learn. It's always something. Every time I go, it's more and more and more and more. It's like, wow. It's really beautiful, really beautiful. So, well, you know, this is in Spanish actually, but we have
That's
one
what I
in
was gonna
English.
say. I didn't see it. I saw the Spanish one.
Yeah, in November is in Spanish, but in English we have it in March 24.
Oh, okay.
March 24. If you receive the mailing of the Conscious Life or ours, you will receive that information. Yeah, we're going to activate. We have amazing people there in Egypt.
And they're going
too.
to India in April too.
Yeah, I go to India.
Yeah, that's to the body tree. That's how it all
Yay!
started, like the whole
Yeah.
journey today. The
Exactly.
body tree.
We started in the body tree. Yeah. Yeah, amazing, really. So I really love to offer the possibility of having experiences, because I think that the knowledge is already given, you know, you already have it. So right now you have to live it, to feel it, to have experiences. It's not an intellectual process, spirituality, you know. It's an experience. You know, it's not God, an intellectual thought, you know, it's basically an experience, an emotion. You feel it. You feel it. So that's why we go, to feel, right? And be in the present moment, not so much, hey, you know, going, fighting with the mind, right? And feeling that powerful thousands of years places. Initiation temples is very powerful. And they're built on top of ancient temples. So can you imagine this go for thousands and thousands of years? It's really amazing. And I think that we all in this reality, three-dimensional reality, they can see the mystery. They say, hey, something happened there. What happened? All these cultures, UFOs, they are there. We're here alone in the whole universe. What happened? Who am I? People know the mystery, right? And they don't understand it, but they want to know. So we're developing little by little that mysteries. But it's not through information, it's through experience. Right? It's a different way of learning. Yeah.
Yeah, the Kundalini way, the wave way.
The
Yes.
wave.
Generate
We
waves.
went from the Nile
Yeah.
with the waves.
Yeah, that's why always the solar disc is with the snake. They come
Right.
together, they're talking about the same thing.
The same, and the wings
Yeah.
to fly, to go higher, to go beyond the earth. Right? It's beautiful. Sorry that was so late, this workshop. They gave me the last time they had, you know. Man, Because I say Saturday, I say, okay. And they,
8:30.
wow. But it's good that you're here. I actually, I feel more alive at night. So for me, it's like I just wake up, Literally,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. But for many people, it's late. I see some people yawning there. I don't want to fall asleep.
You had a question at some point?
Well, no, I just wanted to tell you guys what I saw, like during the exhibition.
Yeah.
I saw Jesus,
Mhm.
and he told me, "I am the light of the world."
Oh,
and he told me
wow.
to repeat it, so I had to say, "I am."
Wow.
Is that cool?
Wow. And then
And then you guys saw it. Then you guys showed me that. So it was fun.
wow, amazing, wonderful.
And the Jesus, he was here, and it was very powerful. Because when the image come, I say, whoa, he want to be here. It's like sending some vibration to the group. Yeah, very powerful with his solar disc activation. Not me, I don't know. What? What they say? What is it? Life and truth. What is ego? What means ego?
I am.
I am? Wow.
Truth, and I am the light.
Very
I'm the
interesting.
way, I'm the way, the truth, and the life.
I'm the way.
Ah,
On the way, say?
Via is way.
De la vida y de la vita, right? Veritas. Yeah. So what's the presence of Jesus here and Buddha? So beautiful, really.
Yeah, and I had heard it's like opening to our true nature, the light. Our true nature is the
Right.
love, is loving kindness.
Exactly. That's the only thing it is,
Yeah.
It's like
Back
it's
home.
nothing else.
back home, where
And
we
it's-
should be going.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's where we are all looking, Everybody is searching for love in different ways, really. It's all we are searching for, love.
And we are all going there, but right now there's an opportunity to get there kind of instantly. Seems like
Yeah.
too good to be true, but well, if it's there, I will give it a try at least, right? Why not?
Another thing that we are doing actually with the trips, we are doing a raffle of a free airfare to the country that you go. Suppose if it's Bali, can be Bali, or Egypt, or India, or it's one more, Thailand. Hmm? Well, depends what trip we're doing. If it's Thailand, you get in every one that we do a raffle. So,
Nice.
yeah. So, and it's a code actually that you can register if you want to register in the raffle. Qué complicado encontrarlo acá, Dani, se me complica la vida. Oh, sí, Murphy's. Yeah. ¿Será acá? Acá, Sandro, acá está el code.
Emy, how do we, you have a
Look,
website?
con este code pueden entrar, you can get into the raffle.
This was a very sweet surprise.
Nice. Yeah, like that.
Although I saw your face yesterday. So,
Really?
I don't know, and I was very nice.
It was today, yeah. And maybe time changes, right?
Yeah.
The experience of time. We are timeless, yeah.
And I came in very tired. And
How do you feel? Yeah. Energized.
And I haven't gone to tea yet, like, that's like,
She was talking
I've been
about
very,
eight
like,
to
connected
my
with
business
her.
number, but it spells 857.
She's the right person. Yeah.
But my personal number is 818-818-0868. So just send me an update.
Doesn't work in here.
But Trudy, well, see, I'm dating. It's so nice to meet you. Yeah.
You know what, why don't I send you to the guitar, papers,
Yes, I'll be here.
Yes, I want to ask you about Mount Shasta.
Yeah, we're gonna do one shot.
if I do this. Oh, okay. But it's all, oh yeah, because you can just type in Texas.
Channel cards, my guys, they have me write out everything. This is the big thing that we write out. And then I take a break and I'm like,
We have a place. Somebody else? Yeah, we have a place that we rented to open up for city club. That holds like, so basically we have a
it looks like a college book, because I'm just highlighting all of that, and it's all, so I'm excited, but I want to talk to you guys, we're gonna be there tomorrow.
Monday.
I mean, I'll get it to you. Monday, you guys are going, you guys are going.
I'm not, I'm going Tuesday.
Okay, so I'll be there.
It's a healing, but I want to learn. So
Yeah. Yeah.
eventually I will.
Have you tried CAP? Have you guys tried the CAP? It's KAP.
Kundalini activation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. It's just not, I don't feel the call for it.
I did.
But
I tried it.
Are you trying to do one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the like.
Yeah. See? I'm telling you, that's why I connected with y'all. We're gonna be doing some stuff together. Watch.
Yes, how are you?
You're local too then, right?
Nice to meet you.
I live in the Dallas.
Nancy. Yes. Anaheim, I live in Anaheim.
It's not like another state. I live in the Valley, San Fernando Valley. So if you think about like going towards Magic Mountain, I mean West Hills, or like Calabasas, Cardassus, like they're in Calabasas. West Hills. not having kids.
How many
She's
daughters
not
do you
having
have?
four and one son.
Wow.
Daughter has four. She's started doing that. She got all these major tattoos saying, "Okay, I got this. This is my cute." I'm like, "No, you didn't. That's not you, girl. You have no idea what's coming." Yeah, I have 5 kids. They're 31, 29, 25, 21, and 18. And then he'll be going off to college at the other side of the United States. And 5 grandbabies. So to you guys, y'all gorgeous. I'm so glad. That's why we sat here. Everything happens for a reason, right? Yes. Like, man, but you're gonna be here tomorrow too, right? Yeah. And then you're gonna be in the class of development. That was amazeballs. Thank you super much. I wanted to do the screenshot of the scan, the cube, it's called I wanted to do that. I'm like, you said like 20 something years, right? I've been coming here for 11 years. I've been coming to this, but I don't think I've ever sat in on your. Oh, that's why. Okay, because I'm like, how did I miss this? Like, I was sitting there like, I don't understand. I could have definitely came. How did I not know? Okay, wait. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I got more questions too, but I'll ask because you guys are at a group too, right? Do you have a group?
It's downstairs. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you?
You were there. We saw you there.
You did?
Yeah, because we like your hair.
Oh,
So we like your hair. We saw your hair.
Thank you. It'll be different tomorrow. Tomorrow. Every day is something different. But I wanted to come and like sit down and talk and stuff too. And the Egypt trip. I just was telling her.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. Like I just told one of my daughters the other day, or no, like a few weeks ago, I was like, I'm supposed to go to Egypt and it's next year. And so she's like, well, who are you gonna go with? And she's assuming, like my non-spiritual friends. I'm like, I don't know who these people are that I'm going with. Y'all just answered my question. So thank you. So, I'm so excited. And so you were saying you guys go to Egypt, you do India, Thailand, and Bali.
Within also the last one that we went to Jordan.
Jordan.
Shut up, my door.
Shut the front door. I never heard that one. That's a good one.
Turn it off 'cause now you have a church jar, you know? I got it right here. Okay.
I like it very much.
I'm a goofball. I am such a goofball. Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah, that
then-
would be great to go.
Yeah. It'll be fun to go with you.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to ask you because when I was in meditation once, I was in one of the pyramids, and somebody that was standing next to me had a tuning fork. And this is in meditation, or I don't know if I think it was meditation, not remote. The person standing next to me had a tuning fork and did that, and then I could hear like it sounded like a dozen Tibetan monks making like an om sound. But have you guys ever tried to do a tuning fork and sound?
Yeah, I mean, we do ayahuasca ceremonies, right?
In
So we
the
do.
pyramid?
I know.
I like your hair. It would kill us.
We're going to jail, you know.
Oh, gosh, okay.
No,
If we want to leave the stand, just leave the stand.
We'll take the stand.
Take the stand. Take all of it.
Yeah. I was trying to leave it all, but
Yeah, he will at least take the mic. The stand he doesn't give a shit about, but he does not want these
we'll
photos.
just leave.
So you could leave that, just like fold it up and put it back there or whatever.